But you've now been unable to get the medication on the 22nd, and he hasn't come back to you for another 4 days. But on the 26th of March at 4 p.m., he says, I'll call you in 2 hours. What happened over those 4 days with Mr. Msibi and his need for medication? Did he not ask you to ensure that the medication was collected?
I don't know what really happened to him, but I believe maybe he got the temporary medication to keep him going before this medication could be collected.
So Mr. Msibi had access to medication from ordinary medical practitioners?
Definitely, yes.
And you speculate that in those 4 days he was depending on medication dispensed by medical professionals?
I'm just assuming, yes.
So on the 26th he says, I'll call you in 2 hours. Your response is, I'm so frustrated. Why were you frustrated?
I can't recall why I was frustrated, but I remember I was frustrated, but I can't recall.
Well, let me put a possibility to you. You've been waiting for something for over 4 days. It was fairly urgent, and you were still waiting. Would that not cause frustration?
I wouldn't confirm that.
Anyway, his response at 5:07 p.m. is, please wait, I'll call you back. You say, okay. At 7:02, he still hasn't called you back. And you say, my man, till what time? So, what was going on there?
I can't remember.
Can I suggest that you were getting increasingly irritated with Ze, who kept on putting you off, kept on avoiding you?
I would not say that.
Well, he continues with that pattern at 7:03. When you say, my man, till what time? He now says, please come in the morning tomorrow. The guy will only drop off late tonight. So now you've got progress and you say, I'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. He says, no, come around 11, please. 1181, you say, sharp 11, same place. And lo and behold, the next morning at 11, you get a message saying, running late, let's say 1 o'clock. (11:26), you say, okay, we'll be around the area. And then he pushes you back further. He says at 12:49, I'll tell you once drop-off is done and then you can come. Eventually the drop-off finally takes place. It's at 2:23 on the 28th of March, he sends you a text saying, it's ready. Did you collect the medication?
I can't remember, but I think I did.
You think you did? And what did it look like? What was the size of the package?
Something like this big.
Can you just describe the dimensions, because the record won't show the distance between your hands.
Maybe say a box half of this, because of it was couriered, if I'm not mistaken.
So it was a couriered box,
yes,
half the size of a file.
I'm thinking, yes.
And when did you deliver it to Mr. Msibi?
I can't remember whether on the same day or on the following day, because now it was no longer agent because of this is why I said that I assumed that he might have got another.
So you say it was no longer urgent because he now had got different medication.
I assume that it might, because of I can't remember if I deliver it the same day or the following day.
Let's move to a different topic now, but still with Zenzile EFF. And let's look at the Kawula arrest. Can I ask you to go down to 1188? And now we are on the 16th of October 2024. Maybe go up one page, because the conversation starts at the bottom of 1187. Z writes to you, brother, at 9:02 p.m. on the 16th of October.
What page is that? Is 1188?
1187, the bottom line on 1187.
Okay.
Brother, at 9:02 p.m. You got it?
Yes.
9:05, you say, my man. Does that military helmet mean general?
I think so.
I think you're right. Let's see what the chats say. You say, let me check him. Were you checking with General Sibiya?
That's correct.
And your answer is in fact confirmed, because if we go to file 1 of 4, file 1 of 4. At page 254. Do you have it?
Yes, I have it.
You'll see that on the same day at 210803, chat number 1, that's barely a minute after you said, let me check him.
Yes,
In fact, it's less than a minute, it's 30 seconds, you phoned General Sibiya.
that's correct.
And then at 212837, you send him a screenshot. And that screenshot you will find in file 3 of 4 at page 132.
Same or is another one? Or is this one? Is this one or is this one?
File 3 of 4, page 132. Do you have it?
Yes.
And you'll see what you've sent him, what you've sent to General Sibiya is your screenshot with Zenzile EFF, which ends with how far is General, and you've said, let me check him. You see that?
Wait.
Page 132.
Yes, I see it.
So why was Mr. Nxumalo so keen for you to contact General Sibiya?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, let's look at what happens the next day. And for that, we need to go back to the new file 3, new file 303 on 1188.
Okay.
You see at 1:54 p.m. he calls you. At 1:57, he sends you a contact card for Mr. Kawula. If you want to check that contact card, you'll see it at same file, page 1222. But maybe before you check them, let me tell you, I'll take you through all of the stuff that he sends you, so because you can then check them sequentially without jumping backwards and forwards. At 1:57:42, he sends a profiling report for Mr. Kawula. At 1:57:44 over the page, on 1189, he sends a consumer trace report for Mr. Kawula.
Okay.
And then at 1:57:45, he sends a document providing identity details of Mr. Kawula, and including an address. And underneath that message at 1:57:58, he says he works from this address. Now, you'll find all of the documents that he sent you from page 1122, 1122. No, 1222. 1222 to 1231 of that same file. 1222 to 1231 are the documents that he sent you. And while you're at it, look also at 1232, which is a contact card for Sergeant Mabunda, who was the investigating officer in Mr. Kawula's case, because that's going to be sent to you a little later. You have them all? Have you seen all of those documents?
Yes, I have.
And those were what Mr. Nxumalo sent you on the 17th of October, 2024.
That's correct.
The contact card for Sergeant Mabunda was sent, in fact, on the 21st of October, 2024. You'll see that at the foot of page 1189, chat number 6.
Okay.
And you confirm that Sergeant Mabunda was, in fact, the investigating officer in the case against Mr. Kawula.
I confirm.
Then over the page, also on the 21st of October, Mr. Nxumalo sends you a copy of the warrant of arrest,
Yes.
1190. And he helpfully points out to you, in case you couldn't recognize what the document was, that it is warrant of arrest.
Yes,
You see that?
that's correct.
Sgt Nxumalo.
I received it from Brigadier Ramangwa. Normally it was an extension, but Brigadier Ramangwa,
Sorry, you received it from Brigadier Ramangwa,
yes,
but you, at the very least, you also received it from Mr. Nxumalo.
I confirm.
And you received it from him at 11:39 in the morning
That's correct.
of the 21st of October.
That's correct.
And if you go to the warrant, you see that it was only issued by a magistrate on the 21st of October.
That's correct.
So on the day that the warrant was issued, Mr. Nxumalo had it, and he sent it to you.
Yes.
Do complainants normally have access to warrants of arrest?
That's correct.
They do?
That's correct. If they are complainants, according to me,
Which other complainants have you seen in possession of warrants of arrest?
none.
None.
Yes.
This is the first time you've come across a complainant who had a warrant of arrest.
Yes.
What's your answer? Sorry?
This was my first time, Commissioner.
Can we go down to 1193? And there, you'll see that on the 22nd of October, at 8:04:56 p.m., you sent Mr. Nxumalo details of a phone number for Mr. Kawula with the heading Natasha SABC presenter. Can you go to 1253 to see that document? 1253.
1235.
1235. Sorry, 1235. 1235.
Yes, I see it.
Is the number there a phone number for Mr. Kawula?
No. Oh,
The number that says Musa, and then
Yes.
there's a number.
yes.
And why does it say Natasha?
I think it is the person that gave the number. She's a friend to Mr. Kawula.
So Natasha, the SABC presenter, who is a friend of Mr. Kawula, gave you that number for Mr. Kawula.
That's correct.
How did you get it from her?
Through the WhatsApp.
Through WhatsApp.
That's correct.
And what is her name, apart from, we know her first name and her status as an SABC presenter?
I know her as Natasha.